plans changed. Dun dun dun! We had been digging the hole to put the bomb shelter in for like, I don't know, 10 months. I had made the forms, poured concrete in about 5 out of the 15 forms. And then we had a tremendous storm. I had tornadoes, torrential downpours, just torrential downpour for hours. And then the next day I walked out to the hole, and the hole was completely filled with mud and dirt, and it trashed a bunch of my forms to where it was basically it was inoperable. That's all there is to it. I was gonna have to get a skid steer down in there, re-dig out the hole yet again for the 4th or 5th time. And me and Doodle did not want to do that. Ain't that right?
Yeah.
So, kind of went to option C. Option A was us digging this into the side of a hill. Option B was us digging it into the ground. And option C is what I'm standing on right here. Us building the bomb shelter on top of the ground, and us piling dirt and concrete around it as opposed to digging it down. We chose a high spot on our property to kind of flex and do this at, because quite frankly, I'm not digging the hole out again. I've spent 10 months screwing with it. I'm tired of messing with it. Spent thousands and thousands of dollars doing it. You can chalk it down to maybe that was a dumb idea from the start, but I don't think so. I think it was worth the shot. And now we're gonna have a pretty awesome and pretty deep pond on our property once we get done with this, so it is what it is. So we put the floor plan out, we put the forms out. We have ran our line levels to make sure this thing is as level as possible. And we are going to pour concrete in these bad boys. Run our rebar in the middle of it and see what happens from here. But the show must go on, and we're gonna keep working on it. Ain't that right, Doodle? Good. So we have cut the doors off these shipping containers. We've also cut out a couple of the walls. This is going to be like the living room area inside of the bomb shelter. We've hooked up the chains to the inside of it here, and now we ran a little connector so we can connect it to the skid steer. And what we're doing here is we are hauling it up the rise so we can connect this bad boy. Connect it, but move it on up to where the bomb shelter is going to be. We've already test drove it once. It works pretty well. have the boy driving the skid steer. It's time for him to learn. He's 12 years old now. I told him leave the window open if I start yelling stop, just to release everything and the thing will stop. We're gonna let him drive it on down here nice and controlled. He made it without destroying anything. Good job, Doodle. It was a long day of hauling these shipping containers and cutting the doors off and doing all sorts of other stuff. But I finally have them positioned to where hopefully we can get a crane or something to lift them up and to be able to put them on the little footers I made. If you look here, you can see the footers I've made. Next step in this process is lifting those up, putting them on the footers, and then bolting them down. I guess we'll see how we end up doing that. I imagine I'm gonna have to hire out for that. I think if I just tried to jerry rig it or screw with it, I would end up destroying the footers in the process. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, long day. But it's finally set to where we can move on to the next phase of the production. I put the kids to work hauling rocks. It's good for them.